Shall we begin?
Let's begin now.
Good day, peace and blessings to all, and welcome to the Mantality 360 podcast. I'm Michael Tolan, and this is
Kevin Lewis. What's up, people?
What's happening? Today's episode's podcast topic is social media, the impact of social media on relationships. But first and foremost, we would like to touch on this week's hot topics and recent events.
All right, Mike. The first hot topic that I want to just touch on this week, it would be Mark Zuckerberg, the guy who came up with Facebook. Yeah, they had him in court. They had him all posted up in front of the Senate this week.
Right. I'm glad you brought him up because this week's topic is dealing with social media.
Okay.
Right? Facebook.
He got to go. He got to go. No, I'm just kidding. But they were questioning about selling different people's personal information.
Yeah.
You know, and it's crazy because once I was on the the Nike website, right, on my personal computer, but then I log on to Facebook, and it has Nike on the top of my page. I'm thinking, hold on.
Right, they use that for advertising.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, how did they get my information from over here and connect it with this?
Yep.
You know what I'm
they
saying?
sell your information.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They make a lot of money off your information, actually.
And I ain't making a dime. You know what I'm saying?
They try to target market. I think it's called target marketing.
But the crazy thing about that is that they said that he's actually used it to help the President Trump out during the election. So they had a marketing team that got people information and kind of filtered whatever they wanted to hear or didn't want to hear.
Right.
To those people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was that one. And then we also had, for all y'all Cowboy fans out there, say bye-bye to the ex-guy. Dez Bryant got released today.
Oh, he went to where did he go, Redskins?
No, did he go to Redskins?
I don't know. I think I saw, I don't know.
Now, that'd be a good fit for him if he go to Redskins.
He should go to Miami.
Man,
that's where he should go.
He'll never get the ball
Dolphins.
in.
Go Dolphins.
He'll never get the ball. Yeah, but Dez got released, which is crazy because I'm thinking, dude. But actually, because we were all thinking it's because he didn't want to take a pay cut. But Dez says that Jerry Jones never even asked him. He said he never said anything about his pay. He just said, man, we're just going in the other direction. It's been real. Keep it moving.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
well, he'll find a job.
No doubt. Come on, dude. You done made $60, $70 million already. You good.
Yeah.
And speaking of football, then one thing we never really talk about is sports, but how about Colin Kaepernick had a tryout with the Seattle Seahawks. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. I don't watch much TV.
Okay, now check this out. They want to get a man a job, right?
Uh-huh.
And they asked him one question, Mike. One question.
What was the question?
They asked him, will you stand for the national anthem? Long story short, dude still ain't got no job.
Still
you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dude, when's it time to?
Tommy ain't got no job.
So it just makes you wonder, like, when is enough enough? You know what I'm saying? Like, you made the point. So when you go back to work?
I don't know, Kevin. I feel if you're gonna stand for something, stand for it. You know what I mean?
Like no doubt.
If you believe in something strong enough, you gotta be that 100%. You can't take no days off.
But I thought the whole reason for him standing was to bring awareness to the situation. Well, awareness has been brought to the situation. So now what?
Yeah, I think ultimately he's probably trying to get it removed from the league, the national anthem.
No, that never happened. You might well try something else then. But, I understand his point. Believe me, I get it. I just didn't understand that one, though. But I guess that's not my story. That's his. So, and last but not least, dude, my personal hot topic is this. My son is doing so much better in school.
That's great.
And
that's
actually
great.
both
Hold
of them.
on, we got, about a month to go?
I know, right? That's you worry about the wrong day. You worry about the wrong day. One's doing good in college. He's in college, and he's doing good. And another is doing good in junior high school. And, I am a new grandfather for the second time. So this.
All right. Congratulations.
No doubt.
Congratulations.
Had a good week. Good week.
All right. Well, I don't know. My week has been. I did some traveling. This past weekend was my birthday weekend, so I did a little bit of traveling.
Oh, no, that's good.
Hung out with some family, loved ones, and.
Happy belated birthday.
Well, thank you. I think I'm getting younger day by day.
Okay, anyway, dude. This guy, you know what I'm saying?
But, once I came back from vacationing, back to the grind.
No doubt.
Working all week.
No doubt. You gotta do what you gotta do to pay them bills. They ain't gonna pay themselves.
That's it.
All right, well, that's pretty much gonna wrap up our hot topics.
Okay, and we're back. Welcome again to the Mantality 360 podcast. This week's topic is social media, the impact of social media on relationships. And Kevin, I know as usual, we always have conversation about this, about various things, but we definitely talked about this one. And as I recall, I don't know if it was episode 1 or 2 of our podcast, we kind of hinted a little bit. Well, not hinted. We touched on social media and its impact, on relationships within that episode. I can't even remember which one it was, but from some of the feedback we heard from the listeners, everybody was kind of interested in that piece. And then too, I also know that me and my loved one, we've been talking about this topic probably for the past couple of weeks. And actually probably even longer than that, but really intensely talking about it for the past couple of weeks. And what I come to realize is that we have a fundamental difference of belief and opinion about certain things on social media. Like, I'll give you an example.
Hey, Mike, can I get an example?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I always got an example. I know, like, a lot of women tend to probably get DM'd a lot on social media, right? From guys, guys that are thirsty and talking. But
so for people that don't know, what's DM?
Direct message.
Okay.
Where they send them a direct message.
Okay.
And then a lot of ladies tend to post a lot of photos and stuff like that. So they'll get a lot of likes from guys. They'll get a lot of messages from guys, based on the type of photo that they post. So me and LaToya were having this discussion because I know at one point she went on a spell of posting a lot of selfies. And, of course, she got a lot of likes, mostly from guys. She got several DMs as well. But I was telling her that guys truly don't care about, because I challenged her. I was like, well, I guarantee you if you go turn around and you post something very profound, a statement or a paragraph of something very profound or something very, heartfelt, that you won't get a third of the likes that you got, like you did on that picture that you posted.
Hater,
right? So, but no, it's the actual facts. And I challenged her to look through her timeline to look at something that she posted, some statement or some paragraph or something very profound, and she did it, and sure enough, she probably has 1,000 friends or whatever. She might have got 30 some odd likes, on this spiritual post or very deep message. And she turned around and posted a photo. Now she has 300, a few hundred likes on the photo. So it kind of the conversation kind of stemmed from that. So we were talking about. I personally felt that it wasn't appropriate for her to maintain friendships with guys that have intentionally, tried to go at her, but she felt that it was harmless. So, and we were talking around that, and I don't know, Kevin, I was just curious of what your thoughts were on that. Like for example, if I don't know if your wife is on social media or whatnot, but let's say if your wife posts photos all the time, and the same guys are commenting on her photos, and they're sending little slick stuff, and
whatever, get chopped in the throat. That's what happening.
Right.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Is it okay for her to maintain those friendships, those guys on social media?
Okay, well,
because I personally view it as it's kind of enabling that behavior, right?
Right.
If you allow those situations to stick around.
Right.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, before I give you my thoughts, I just have a question for you though. Why would you want those people to stick around though. Because if you're already in a relationship, right, then what's the purpose of those people liking you, disliking you, whatever? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or trolling your page for pictures or whatever.
Well, first and foremost, what's the purpose of you posting selfies like
Period.
all the time?
Yeah. I mean, but okay. So before we get that was my question. But before I answer the question, I'm just saying this one thing. This is one thing I noticed this week though. No one likes to conversate or engage on things that could be uplifting or positive things or challenging things.
Right.
You know, because I was speaking to someone this week and we had a really intense, kind of challenging conversation, but it was a good conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I just realized this week that people get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
When you talk about things that make them think, or talk about things that maybe that they disagree with.
And that's
you know
the thing. People don't want to think. They don't want to have to read anything. People are more visual. They want to see, and then they can react to the visual.
That's that instant gratification.
Instant gratification,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes. But to answer your question, what I think about that, I am not in favor of that at all. I think, again, like we talked about the first time, I believe that social media has its useful points, but you know me, I think social media has more bad than good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't like if my wife were to post 2 selfies a year. I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, again, my first question to my wife would be this. What's the purpose of that?
What is it for?
Yeah,
right.
like because if you're trying to get attention, then there's something's wrong. Because if we're in this relationship together, all your attention should come from me, our boys, or whoever. But if
now
you
she's posting pictures of the family, you two guys,
right. You know what I'm
or,
saying? That I'm good with
like
that. I'm
right?
good with that. You know what I'm saying? But when
she
you
probably
start-
only get like 2 likes on that.
Hey, well, that's too late. Hey, take this up. Hey, Mike, me and your like all she
Right,
need. You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it. I agree.
She don't need all them other likes.
I agree, and that was my point.
Because at the end of the day, it's like either I'm enough for you, and me liking you and loving you is enough, or it ain't. I mean, that's real
Right.
talk. You know
That's
what I'm
real
saying?
talk. Yeah.
And so my approach to my wife would be very similar to that, because if first of all, I know someone who will go troll on somebody else's page and then try to meet them.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like real talk. I know somebody who does that, and it's crazy because I'm thinking, dude, like first of all, like how you just meet somebody? Cause I don't know. I just think it's crazy. But sure enough, he's gone out, met people, did whatever.
Right.
I mean, so from that standpoint, I know that it's possible to be done.
Yeah.
Easily to be done. Now, I'm not saying, because you trust Toy, and I'm sure, that y'all have an open relationship. You talk about what we talk about. But I just think sometimes we leave the door open for things.
Leaving the door open. We that definitely came up in conversation.
We leave the door open sometimes, and we shouldn't leave the door open, because in this situation, to me, there's absolutely no reason at all to entertain anybody else. If you don't like me, fine. If you like me, fine, because it's not going to make me happier or any sadder, because you can't please everybody anyway.
Right.
So therefore, if I'm with you, I have one person to please, and that's my wife, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, so like all that attention craving stuff, I just don't get that, because like to me, what happens when you're out of town? What happens when you fight? What happens when all these things in the world that could possibly happen, where you can't give her that attention that she might need at the time?
That's true.
Then what happens?
Yeah. Something to think about. And for the audience, those that know me, they know I'm far from an insecure person. Like I just I'm just not. But no, it's real talk though. I think like you said, if you leave that door open, something's coming through that door.
Right.
Like, and I think if you enable that behavior,
Yes.
it's for a reason. It's like, are you not content enough?
Right.
Thank you. Content enough with what you have to where you have to go out and entertain other things. So, but I think it comes down to what you said. If you focused on on what you should be focused on. You have no time or energy for that other stuff.
That stuff that don't even matter. Shouldn't even matter. You don't even have
Right.
time for it to matter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just my perspective.
Another thing that came up was, so we talked about maintaining those friendships. So what do you think about maintaining friendships on social
There
media
you go. There you
with
go.
exes?
There you go.
With exes, somebody you were in a relationship with
Okay, check this out, right?
for a short period of time, long period of time, whatever it may be.
I'm just gonna say this right here. When I was a child, I thought as a child.
yeah.
But I'm a man, I put away those childish ways. And but actually, you know what? It's funny you asked me that question. And to be real, when I first got married, I thought it was okay to keep that door open, to keep those friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as much as my wife would tell me how it made her feel, I'm like, dude, they're just friends, no big deal, yada 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 yada,
Right.
whatever, you know. But now that I'm older, I realize that if it made my wife feel uncomfortable, that's all she should have said to me. You know what I'm saying? That's all that should have mattered, is that it made her feel uncomfortable. So therefore, if it made her feel uncomfortable, then I'm not an advocate of having anything in my house, on my computer, anything that's going to make my wife feel like she's not the most important person to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, so no, I think personally, if I have had any type of relationship with you, then there's no reason for us to be friends anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because for whatever reason, it didn't work for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? And so if I'm pushing forward, trying to become one with someone else, you know, then I can't go forward if I'm always looking back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so for me to keep those things, it's like, okay, it's like why keep an ex around? Why keep pictures of my
Pictures,
ex
photos.
around?
That's
Right,
good.
you know what
I'm
saying?
glad you mentioned that. Like photos. Yeah. What's up with that? Why would you keep photos of an ex on your page or in a photo album or?
I'm gonna plead the fifth on this one
or
because
in your phone or.
okay. I'll just say this right here though. I'm this is real talk. This real. No, check this out. This is what I think, honestly. Sometimes it's happened to me. Sometimes I have had pictures in my phone or wherever, and that was given to me, right? And I am a known out of sight, out of mind thinker.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Because if I don't see it, then it can end up.
If it's in your
anywhere.
face, you think about it.
Right.
If
I
it's
don't
not,
see it, I'm like, oh wait, I do have this or that or whatever, but I don't think about it. So now I make sure, because it happened before, because I had this friend who would send me pictures of different people,
right.
just kind of to like co-sign, hey, it was yes, no, whatever.
Right.
And I thought it was just innocent, you know. I'm like, man, okay, whatever. I even went so far as to tell my wife about it. Well, the picture was in my phone, and she didn't like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it has zero to do with me.
To do with you, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said, I'm like, man, because like I said again, that's why I always come back to this. If it makes my spouse or whoever I'm with, you know, feel uncomfortable, then that's all I need to know.
Yeah. But that's your personal opinion, because
Yeah,
there are clearly people that think having photos of their exes on, whether it's on social media, in their phones, and photo albums, hanging up on the walls, or wherever.
Dude, okay, take this out. Then my
be
question,
okay.
then my question to those people, and maybe even you, I don't know, what's the purpose though? What's the purpose? Because to me, you leave a door open because, or you leave that picture there because you want to have some type of you want to
go back and
right. You don't want to completely close the door and get that person out
that's
your life.
leaving that door open.
You know what I'm
again,
saying?
right?
So other than that, what could the purpose possibly be?
Mm-hmm.
Is a question.
Right.
It's not rhetorical. It's a
I
question.
agree.
So I'm like, well, no.
Yeah. I don't know. I personally wouldn't do it myself.
You wouldn't do what?
I wouldn't keep photos or
Right.
pictures of ex. No.
Now or just you've never been that person?
I just really never been that person.
Well, see, then maybe that's why you're so adamant. Feel
I
like
just,
you won't do it.
when I go forward, I go forward. Like you got to close that door and keep it pushing.
Okay. Well, yeah. But let's just say I ain't gonna say devil, but let's just say different. Some advocate. I won't say devil's advocate.
Here you go. Here's the term. An alternative perspective for the sake of argument.
Right. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Alternative perspective for the sake of argument. Okay. So, like, what if I'm just one of those people that think that it could always be platonic, because you respect me, I respect you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I can have this picture and it's nothing. It's just, hey man, this is my friend. We had good times, whatever. That's all it is a friend, is a memory. But the memories that I have today are all of you, with you, and about you.
Yeah.
So what does it matter if I have friends' memories? Because I've had fun in my life. I want to remember those memories like I do everything else. So what's the difference?
Right. Well, I don't. Again, I can't relate because I'm not that type of person. I know that there are people like that think, every situation, whatever they've been in, they can be platonic friends with whoever. And I just, like, I think about it, I'm thinking about my situation. Like, I was married to my ex for 10 years, and I'm not a big picture person on Facebook or social media anyway, but I don't have any pictures of my ex on social media. I just wouldn't. I think there probably was some on there at some point, but of course those are gone now.
But you would think that the whole purpose of y'all breaking up would be reason enough to take them off.
Right.
I mean, you would think, right?
Right. That's the way I think. Not that, there's any ill will or anything towards my ex, but I just definitely now that I'm in a relationship is I think it's a respect thing more so than anything.
Man, do you remember this statistic I gave a long time ago that almost 80% of marriages that end in divorce now is because of social media?
Yeah, I remember that.
You know what I'm saying?
You mentioned that as part of that episode.
That's a lot of doors being left open.
A lot of doors.
And so to me, if we know the statistic is that staggering of a statistic, and even in the churches is worse, then why would we continue to play with temptation?
Right.
Because basically that's all you're doing.
I agree.
I mean, because you can call it whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, see, Kevin, I actually got I'm off of social media, not completely, but I'm not going on there perusing, looking at articles, jokes, or any of that stuff anymore. So as of my birthday, Monday, was my last day of.
Happy belated birthday.
Well, thank you again. Was my last day of
this guy. He wants some attention.
Entertaining social media. Now I will maintain it because for business and to go on and post a podcast. So. That's my only interaction on social media.
Why is that,
from
Mike?
that point on.
Why though? What happened?
I don't know. It's just distracting. It's just a lot of distractions. You get DMs. You get all types of distractions, and I just want to try to avoid all of that.
Okay.
I don't want to leave any doors open. I don't want to have any chinks in the armor or any of that. And not that I'm not strong enough to
but why
ward that stuff off, but I'm more of a like I said, I focus on other things anyway. So if it ain't about business, then or things that I enjoy, or
okay, then here's my question. Here's my question. I'm gonna cut you off. But if you feel that way, right? Because if you're willing to take such a strong stance, but see, like I asked you why, and you said because I felt like it wasn't important. Because I felt like like not one time that you say, well, because I want. Well, you did just say I want to close the doors and stuff like that. So do you think that since you feel that way, that the person that you're dating should feel that way too?
I don't think that they're obligated to, but I think if they know that I'm bothered by it, and bothered is that a strong word?
Yeah.
Or if I have concerns about it. And I've taken this step, then, like me, if the shoe were on the other foot, if it was the other way around, if I knew something, agitated or bothered or, something she had concerns about, then I get rid of that, right? Like I pluck that out. especially something as simple as social media. Like if it's not making you any money, then
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
No doubt.
and then most stuff on social media is fake anyway. I'll use Donald Trump's words, fake news, as well as the people, because I'll give you an analogy, and this is one I used. Like I told her, I'm like, when we were talking about certain type of interactions being harmless, I was like, well, let's say we owned a business, right? Her and I, a restaurant, laundromat, whatever it may be. I don't know. Where both of us were working there, and same dude came in every day and aggressively complimented, her every day, right? I think that's disrespectful, right? To me, in my mind.
Wait. You think it's disrespectful because he came and complimented her?
No, because it depends on his approach. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same person every day giving you the same aggressive compliments, right? While I'm standing there, right? Although we know realistically that probably wouldn't happen because people do things on social media that they wouldn't do in person, right? But if that were to happen, and she sat there and giggled and smiled and did the googly eyes and all that, and kind of enabled him to continue to do that, then he sees no problem with that. He's going to keep coming in there every day, know.
If you know what, here's the thing. If someone allows you to keep disrespecting my relationship, then you're showing them what you don't care. So why should they care?
True.
But I will say this though, I know if the shoe was on the other foot, that wouldn't be able to go.
Oh no,
it wouldn't be able to go.
All.
Right. So I'm thinking, well, that's kind of a over the top example, don't you think though? Because that's like super
but I liken that to social media. I'm kind of. So it's like if you're posting pictures and that same person is coming in doing the the animated gifs, the eyes, the lovey eyes bugging out of your head and heart jumping out of their chest or whatever, right? I don't know. You've seen those crazy things on social media, but they don't care anything about you being in a relationship, clearly. And if you haven't addressed that hey, that's probably not appropriate. Even some of the comments is probably not appropriate if they haven't curbed that or checked that person. See, in my mind, to check that person, you just delete that person from your friend list, right? And they can no longer put anything inappropriate on your page. Right?
Okay, yeah, right, true. But I'm looking at it this way though. If you dig that deep into who's sending me this and who's sending me that and what people are saying, honestly, real talk to me. I mean, I'm not a selfie person, of course, because I'm a guy and I don't believe guys do that. I mean, whatever. But I would never go back and even keep up with who was liking me and who wasn't liking me. You see what I'm saying?
You personally, right?
So therefore, for me to take the time out of my day to see who is sending me whatever and enough where I have to go back and comment on what they're saying, to me, it's already me spending way too much time.
Exactly. And here's the other thing. If you got to go into your social media and do triage to delete a whole bunch of comments that you deem as inappropriate, then that's a problem in itself. Right?
Okay, because to me, it comes back to this. Why do I deem that friendship necessary, though?
Right, that's my point.
Right.
If people are posting a whole bunch of inappropriate stuff on your posts, your pictures or whatever, then why even continue to maintain those friendships?
Right.
Why not just delete the person, block the person? It seems logical to me, but some people it don't. It's not a problem.
Huh. You know what? Honestly, it was because at first I was thinking that it's just because some people just have a single person mentality. Because some people you're single for so long, that's how you think because that's how it is. That's how it's been for you for a long time. And so like once we get in relationships, we still go into relationships even with that single person's mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like you and I both can attest to this. Men and women do not think alike at all.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, so like we're saying stuff that we feel like is concrete, black and white, obvious to us.
Yeah, it's like
but if I would go home and say, hold on, wait. My wife told me this morning, this how different we think. I said, babe, I think it's gay for a guy to tuck his shirt and to tuck his t-shirt into blue jeans. it just don't look right. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, it's a
Right.
T-shirt, dude. Come here, you wear your shirt out.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
yeah, right.
And my wife's like, no, it's not. I see that all the time. I'm thinking, so I don't know if it's a cultural thing,
Yeah.
but I'm thinking, I ain't never seen too many dudes, not hardly at all, have on jeans and a T-shirt with a T-shirt tucked in.
Yeah.
I mean, to me that's just left field somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And my wife's in the left field talking about throw me the ball. So I'm thinking, dude, I'm in the right field over here because I ain't thinking like that. But I just said it to say this: how differently we think about
Right, we
every
do.
little thing. You know what I'm saying?
We do. Yeah. Like I said, certain things they deem as harmless, we view as, all right, this is an attack.
Let it be. Let's shoot on the other foot.
This is a strategy right here. This is an offensive strategy right here.
But I will say this though: once I had this girl hitting on me, and I swear I thought she just being nice. I thought she just being nice, right? Well, I did until my wife was like, "Babe, you don't notice this?" Because again, women know things that women do. Men know things that men do. So therefore, a guy's not going to be trolling your picture, constantly commenting on your pictures, and constantly taking his time. If I give you any time to know that I'm attracted to you, it's for a reason.
It's for a reason, definitely.
It's not for you to be like, oh, thank you. No. Because then I'm going to do it again.
Mm-hmm. Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
And then I'm going to get more bolder with what I say or what I do because I want you to understand, hey, look, I'm digging you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, to me, if it was my wife or whatever, I just think that, one, what's the purpose?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think at the end of the day, people are selfish. And while you were talking, that's the first word I thought about. I'm thinking, hold on. People are selfish. You know why? Because here's the thing. When me and my wife were separated, my wife would come back and she would tell me things. And I would go, damn, I didn't heard this before. I mean, like real talk. I'm like she's told me this before. And it's like every time she would tell me that something made her feel uncomfortable or made her feel this way or that way, I wasn't trying to hear it because I didn't agree with it.
Right.
And I'm like, oh man, whatever, dude, you're just a friend. You tripping, blah, 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 blah. Well, anyway, when she left and we got back later, when we started talking again, she was repeating herself. Almost verbatim to what she told me before. And it wasn't until I realized, hold on, if it bothered her, it should have bothered me.
Right.
That it bothered her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so again, I say now, if my wife is uncomfortable, because that is the number one person in my life I try to please next to from God.
Right.
Then if it bothers her, it bothers me. If I'm uncomfortable with it, or she's uncomfortable with it, then now I have to fix that. 'Cause that's my role to fix that for her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't care enough, when I say, hey, that makes me feel uncomfortable, you're like, oh, well, okay, well, it's platonic. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's nothing, right?
But now you're just sugarcoating what I'm saying, but you're not addressing what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're going to address it, it needs to be addressed whereas you do something to make me feel okay with it. Right.
It should be some action.
Right, some action. Not just don't cover it up with don't devalue what I just said because it's nothing to you.
Or say, it's nothing. I don't care about them or what they say.
Yeah, okay, that's all fine and dandy, but that's not what I just said. I didn't ask you what I said. How I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I had to. It's stuff like this right here. When you get older, you stay focused on the point, and the point is. It made me feel uncomfortable. And you just sit right there. Because people want to talk about how it makes them feel and how they feel about this and why you shouldn't feel the way you feel. But at the end of the day, hold on. I'm sticking right here because what I just said has not been addressed. Let's address it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. I agree. That's what it's about.
But I'm just going to read this one little thing right here. This is my thing. It says, I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I now live in this body, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. I do not set aside the grace of God, for its righteousness could be gained through the law. Christ died for nothing. Which means to me this right here. If I'm died, and I've been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, right? I tell my wife this all the time. A dead man don't have rights. right?
A dead man don't have rights.
A dead man does not have rights, right?
Right.
So therefore, if my wife tells me something that bothers her, well, I don't have no rights. So therefore,
It shouldn't even be about you.
It shouldn't be about me,
Right.
'Cause I don't have no rights.
That's true.
That's Galatians 2:20. If anybody want to know. And so honestly, there's no joke. In my house, I said it all the time. That man ain't got no rights, and it could be something I really adamantly believe that it's no big deal, but it bothers her. Well, that man don't have no rights, so let's go ahead and just squash this now, then.
Yeah.
Because it's about me making sure that you're good, not me, but you're good.
That's a good point. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I totally feel the same way. Like you said, if the shoe were on the other foot, if I saw clearly that something made her uncomfortable, or she brought up a topic and stayed on topic about something, then I'm like, I know it bothers her. So let me do something about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I truly care.
If you truly care, correct. That's
Right.
what I think too.
Yeah. So, yeah, man.
It's just funny how many women think so differently about this topic, though. I'm like, dude, like I view it like you just said. If you truly care, you'll change. Dude, my wife don't be changing. My wife be like, well, don't bother me. I'm like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it just different how different men and women are.
Yeah.
This is probably why it's called Mantality and not Womentality. Then you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, but social media is it's a booger, a bugger and a bugger, right?
It's just funny how we call it social media, but it makes everybody more antisocial.
More antisocial.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people on there socializing.
Oh, no doubt.
Sure. They're trying. They're shooting their shots. Actually, so some young lady DM'd me a few weeks ago. Yeah. So I'm comfortable enough to share DMs, share my DMs, right? I screenshot my DMs and send them.
Okay, I think so.
And so we can laugh about it, but so clearly we have mutual friends, but I don't know the young lady. I don't know her. She was like, the little normal introduction. Hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah.
Sorry, I can't get through.
Right.
I want to leave your name and your number, and I'll get back with you.
And then she was like, "Well,
you don't know about that, do you?
I do know that." And she was like, "Well, what do you do? Where are you from?" Or something. I don't know what she was saying. So, I think my response was something like, "Hey, I don't entertain anyone outside of, the one that I'm with. If you approach me about business, then we can continue to talk. Otherwise,
Oh, look at Mike trying to put his big boy pants on.
Yeah. I have to. And I think there's only right if I'm serious about what I'm doing. So
the skinny jeans. Go ahead with them
skinny jeans. But no, I would expect reciprocity if the shoe were on the other foot. So I've seen some screenshots you sent me with guys have always in her inbox, her DM or whatever. So it's all good. But my point to that is that people are going to continue to try. They're going to continue to shoot their shot. I don't necessarily blame them, but I think what's important is the person's response to that, their reaction to their action, right? That's the important piece. So.
Well, yes and no. But go ahead.
Here we go. Now, if you got a person that's continuing to come at you, then clearly your initial action didn't suffice because you allowed this person to continue
to do it again, right?
Go and go and go and go. And like I said, that can start from something as simple as little comments, on your post, and like you said, it'll graduate. They'll get braver and braver, and then they're shooting their shot. But I know, me, I defriended the person, right? Because after I expressed myself or said what I said, there was no more conversation. But still, I didn't want there to be any more, so I defriended the person. But I know that in other cases, like when the shoe was on the other foot, she hadn't defriended certain people, so. I don't know. What do you think about that? Like, if your lady is approached inappropriately, but she opts not to defriend the person, like, what do you think about that?
I'm gonna say this right here. As soon as I type that line, right, He just link it from behind and ask you what your interests are, who you be with. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna ask, baby? No, but first, I'm just say this right here though. You mentioned reciprocity, right?
Reciprocity.
Here's the thing right here though. You can't love because you want to be loved back. You love because that's the thing that you choose to do. So, and I say that to say this right here. Love is an action word, not a reaction word. You know, it's proactive, which means that I love you in spite of what you might do in return. I love you not because you're going to do what I want you to do, because I did it for you, you do it for me. But I love you because that's who I am. So I just said that to say that if you're doing it because you want someone else to behave in the way that you behave, do what you do, then you're pretty much doing it for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I'll just say this right here too, though. At some point, it becomes about respect. And if, first of all, I think that if we both know that this could be an issue, not that it is, but it could be, then let's just alleviate it.
Right, that's how I feel, alleviate.
So if that means we have to do it together, or we just stop altogether, like you said, like you did, you just stopped, then to me, it has to be a common, then let's what do you call it when two people come together and they agree on to do something? Compromise.
Oh, right.
Let's just have a compromise some kind of way. Whereas this person feel like it's this important, this person feel like it's not important at all, then we'll do it together. But when someone does not, again I come to this one thing, Mike. It boils down to this one thing to me. Why is it so important for you to have these friendships? Because if to me, when does the respect you have for me supersede everybody else's opinion about you, comment about you, and all this other stuff?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, if you respected her enough to say, I'm going to show you this DM and I'm going to get off this altogether, because this is what could come right here. You see what I'm saying? So like I'm thinking to myself, it just seems like on the other side, it's too much weight put over there for some reason. It's way too much weight. And if I'm your priority, if I'm the person that you're talking about living with for the rest of your life, I just come back to this same thing. Why does it matter? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
yeah, it shouldn't.
I don't get it. Because if someone approaches my wife, and I say, hey, did you address that? Because if not, I'll go address it. Yeah. And then if she say, no, I took care of it. And if I see any little inclination that it was not addressed, and then I'm not asking any more questions then, because then I'm going to address it myself. And if it comes out that some kind of way you let him think that it was okay for him to continue to this behavior, then you and I got to sit down and talk now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, enabling that behavior.
Yes. Because at the end of the day, it's like, why is it so important to you?
That's the question. Oh no. I think this might be a good one to get feedback on.
It might be because like my wife has asked me the same question before, and at the time, because I had a hard time letting go because I wasn't sure about my future.
You weren't sure. See,
so I didn't.
That's what I was thinking. You know, people sometimes move cautiously and they kind of keep these doors open because they're not positive about the forward where they're going future. So they want to have that fallback plan or whatever it may be.
Well, that's what I did. I'm not saying that's what she's doing because, like we say, men and women think.
I'm generalizing when I say that.
Right. So
I'm not saying specifically.
But I know why guys do it. I feel like I know why guys do it. I couldn't tell you why a woman does it. I just know that sometimes we just want to hold on to that last minute of whatever we're trying to hold on to until we truly really got to let it go. And I would say this too, though. I'm going to say this. A closed mouth will never be fed, which means that if you don't let people know how you feel about certain things,
true.
Then I don't blame them. I would blame the person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if this bothers you, then you let it be known that it bothers you.
Right.
And then that way you respect that person enough to make the choice that they need to make to show if they respect you or they don't respect
Yeah, and see, these are those real conversations you have to have up front going into relationships and unions. So I think a lot of times people don't have it. They just, like you said, if they may feel a certain kind of way about something, but they don't express it because they think it might turn the person off, or they're so concerned about losing the person or upsetting the person, whatever. But you can't walk around miserable because something is poking you in the neck. You're just gonna continue to let it poke you. But yeah, you have to have those conversations about any and everything. That's what I always express. Like, hey, at minimum, we should be able to talk about anything, whatever it may be, whatever you think I may respond a certain way, regardless of that, whatever it is, we should be able to talk about it.
Yeah. Dude, think about this one little thing though, Mike. If we have 10 couples lined up in front of us, and all 10 couples were on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, 8 of those couples wouldn't make it.
That's
Eight,
probably
dude.
true. If you
8
truly dug into, probably in social media,
they would,
And just to be clear, I'm not that person. I'm not gonna go trolling through social media, your pages, all that stuff. Only time I go is when things are pointed out to me by other people. And I've told her that many a times. Like, I'm not about to go look on your page. Only time I know that you post something is if it shows up on my timeline when I was on Facebook and all that. But yeah, I'm not going looking for anything. Like I said, some people have pointed out certain things to me, and then I had to address those. But other than that, I'm not that dude.
I just don't get it, Mike. I mean, because people love each other. You two love each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Truly. Even though I'll just put this little asterisk on there, it's the worldly love, not godly love. Let's not get it twisted. But
Man, just put some baby pot on his hand, slap me all upside my head. I still see baby powder floating around in the air. Like,
I see floaties still. No, but the thing is this though: why even open a door to have mistrust? Though, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I don't know. It's like if I'm trying to make this work, then I'm trying to show you that if we don't have anything else, we have trust. Even though we have open communication, open dialogue, I get that. That ain't the same thing as trust.
Right, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So like. I don't get it because to me it just boils down to being selfish and possibly giving me a reason not to trust you down the line. Because if someone has to bring it to my attention, then I'm like, hold on, that's open communication I thought we had. Then why are they telling me and not you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you're not telling me, then why aren't you telling me?
Right.
But if I do away with the page altogether, I ain't gotta worry about that.
Right. I'm just gonna keep saying right.
I mean,
right.
You see what I'm saying?
No, it's very true.
Like,
very true.
I don't get it because Facebook is not bigger than this relationship, and I wouldn't make it bigger than this relationship.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
It shouldn't be. We said a mouthful, Kevin.
Well,
I know you had.
Well, I didn't mean to. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to. I'm like, well, sorry.
Yeah. So maybe I think I think we should do a little different. We should, because since we've been talking for a little while, we should maybe do another episode and just take people's feedback on the topic, just straight feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can kind of chime in while they're giving feedback. But we do a whole segment on that because I know when this airs, there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna want to speak up and express their opinions. So I think we need to give them that opportunity. So I think the next episode should be the Q&A basically, or allow people to do, express their feedback.
Oh, no doubt. Because
and then sure. Also I would want Toy to express her opinion.
I'm sure she's gonna have one.
Yeah,
you want to hear it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've talked about it, so I think I pretty much know what she's gonna say. But just to be fair, like if I ever address anybody, I would do it to their face, and I would also want to give them the opportunity to rebut, anything that I may have misstated or any thoughts that I may have unjustly placed on them. But yeah, I think we should do that.
Okay.
Yep.
You know, just real quick, we'll wrap it up real quick though. But you know, how someone gives you some information, right? And I'm a big advocate of this right here, though.
Yeah.
They give it to you for a reason.
Oh yeah.
So the thing is this right here. What are you gonna do with the information? Because the information means nothing to you, then the whole thing is pretty worthless anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, if people admiring your picture means nothing to you, then why have it out there?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Okay. It was just a question. That's all. Just a question. Not really. I mean, just a question because I always think like that. I'm thinking, well, I don't understand because if you don't care, then why do it? You know.
True that. So I think it's about time to wrap this one up, Kevin. I'll let you do the honors as usual.
Okay, and actually, in closing, I would just say this right here. If I had to close this, I would say this: if anything done in the dark will come to light eventually. And so I would just think that if my significant other, my spouse, was uncomfortable with anything I was doing, whether it be online or offline, I think that would be enough for me to sit back and just have to rethink some things to make sure that this is the direction that I want to go in. Because we have to respect one another, and most of all, we have to respect ourselves, and people we deal with have to respect us as well. So whatever you do it for Christ, and you all have a blessed evening. Peace.
Peace.